Sri Lanka. This is Yasmin Yusuf live from Taipei because something has dropped on the internet. You would have seen it. It's been going viral, and it's got his face all over it. Arjuna
Rookantha.
What a name, man. Arjuna Rookantha. Oh yeah, Rookantha ge.
Rookantha ge attara fan kenek.
Okay.
Rookantha mage Sri Lanka idol keyboard hari.
Oh,
mage
right.
inspiration nega. I think
a surname?
Not a relative, and I think he was named after Rookantha. His father named him after Rookantha because his father was also a musician, so he named him after Rookantha. Yes.
1987 තමයි ඉපදෙන්නේ. මම හිතන්නේ රූකාන්තයගේ බඹර පහස හරි දිගන්තය හරි එන්නේ 89. 87 ඒ කාලේ එන්නේ.
Ekahinda. And also Sri Lanka, Agi lovely wife, Nathali.
Yes, hi.
Come with it.
Good. Honestly, really excited to be here because I don't usually like to. I prefer to stay hidden. That's why.
I ran in. Looks at ran in.
Yeah.
No, but Machan, part video editing, man. Sorry, directing.
Yes. So I did the direction and I also did the costume and set design for it as well. Yes. Yes. And I did that after like a long break because I sort of like to stay hidden and away from people for some time. Then I kind of emerge and then I do work and then I'm not happy about it. But this was one of those times where I actually let go of that and I published it. Yeah.
I'm glad you did that for you. I'm glad you did that for him. I'm glad you did that for both of yourselves and the music scene.
Thank you. I'm glad I did it as well. Just the feedback that I've been receiving. Although in Sri Lanka, your success or your fame is sort of calculated by the amount of views you get, right? Whereas we are just passionate about creating, irrespective of. At a certain point in my life. I wrote a book, and in my book, I talk about having a monologue at Oscars and with Jimmy Fallon, and I used to do that alone a lot of times. But now I don't. For me, it's all about creating. This got me all hyped up to create. So just the feedback has been very overwhelming, where people actually understand what we're trying to do here. Yeah.
That is so cool. And let's get to know the two of you. Kauda Oya, Nathali.
Wow. I honestly don't know. But I am a filmmaker. I'm a writer. But I would like to, identify myself as an artist who's just trying to express a lot of things that I've been feeling, that I've been experiencing since I was a kid. That's all that I am. A lot of the things that I express are through art or through my writing. So that's basically who I am. I don't know how else to explain myself.
In your own words. That's all that's ever needed. And Kauda Oya, Machan.
අතර මමත් මාව තාම හොයනවා. අපිට හැමෝටම නමක් දීලා තියෙනවා. දැන් මගේ නම අර්ජුන කියලා දීලා තිබුණාට මම තාම මාව හොයනවා. ඉතින් මාව හොයන්න මට හොඳම ටූල් එක තමයි මියුසික්. ඉතින් මම ඒ නිසා ආර්ට් එක ඇතුලේ මම තාම මාව හොයනවා. සහ ඉතින් මම මියුසික් වල මට පාට පේනවා. ඒ පාට ටික ලස්සනට
talking to two major introverts, okay? So when you ask questions from us, we're gonna struggle a lot, especially questions like who are you, and we're like, dude, we're still trying to figure that out. But yeah,
Machan, this is everybody, right? I don't think everyone has figured themselves out. Yeah. If you have figured yourself out, Machan, Oya Lord Buddha kenek.
Yeah, that's true. No.
Natang Oya. I don't think anyone's ever figured themselves out.
මේ ගීතේ අතර ලෝඩ් බුද්ධ ගැන කියපු නිසා මම මේ ගීතේ කියන එක තැනක මිනිසා තිරිසන් වන්නෙත් මිනිසා දෙවියන් වන්නෙත් මිනිසා සතුරන් වන්නෙත් මිනිසා මිතුරන් වන්නෙත් මිනිසා කියලා. ඉතින් ඒ වගේම මේක ඇතුලේ අර කිව්වා වගේ මෙසෙන්ජර්ස්ලා මේ ලෝකෙට බුද්ධා ජීසස් වගේ අය ආව වගේම මේ මෙහි පිට ඔය ඔක්කොම කට්ටිය අතර ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් අපේ අතුලාන්තේට හුම්කන් දුන්නොත් අර කිව්වා වගේ මම හොයන ගමන් මට අතුලාන්තෙන් මට ඔය ඉන්න album එකේ නම Divine Dance. ඉතින් මං මගේ දුක
his first track from his album Divine Dance. So this is episode 1 where we sort of have like there's about 8 tracks. He composed all 8. I mean, I don't think he speaks a lot about what he does, but he's in terms of like composing and music and singing, he's genius in its own way. Like he doesn't want to admit it, but that's who he is. So I think after like a huge break, and again like being in the Sri Lankan music industry is tough, man. It's tough because it's they are so used to a certain sound, and when you create something apart, out of that sound, if you are someone, I think we are all on a certain level, seeking for some sort of validation, acceptance, appreciation. And we've been battered. Like I've been a filmmaker for 14 years, and he's been in the industry as long as I have been, and we've sort of like I would say struggled to, not that we didn't create, we kept creating, but every time we tried to do something, it wasn't really recognized. But this time we thought, to hell with that. We're just going to keep creating. We're just going to keep releasing. And whether it's just 3 people watching or 3,000 people watching or 30,000, it doesn't matter. The important part of it is that we keep expressing. And this album, Divine Dance, is a lot to do, or rather like it's all to do with his experiences, different episodes he had in his life. He has a song dedicated to his father who passed away during COVID. They were super tight, very close. The second song, he, as cringy as it is to say, it's dedicated to me. So I'm finding it very hard to direct that music video because I'm trying to see what can I do. It's a song, but it's like I'm going to make a film about myself. But a lot of the things that we've been through and a lot of things that we've struggled, I think this whole album is like a testimony to that. And even the first song, it's every song has a story to tell.
Which is amazing. And I love the fact that you guys decided to be like, fuck the world, man. We're going to do us.
Yeah.
Eka, at the time, like, Mara hunda quality eka. Godak aaye eka karanne. Like, samara aaye, like, godak hitanawa, and oluwa vachanawa. But, I like the fact that you guys were like, fuck it, man, let's just do it.
Yeah, for sure. Because, like I said again, like, I want to say this over and over again. Not that I'm trying to sound bitter or anything, it's just there's a lot of talent out there in Sri Lanka, and somehow or the other, like the amount of views on YouTube has sort of defined a success of an artist. But that's not true, right? Sometimes you get these really random artists in Sri Lanka who hardly has any views, but then they're amazing, brilliant artists. I know a lot of artists like that, but nobody knows them, but that doesn't define who they are as artists. I mean,
you know what? Since you know them, tell me your top 5 of undiscovered artists from Sri Lanka people need to know.
Wow. I'm going to have a hard time.
Okay, top 3.
But I can definitely talk about, my sister and my brother-in-law, Ranan and Nadisha. They're actually just starting out their music career. And I know for a fact the kind of music they're hoping to do and the kind of music they're creating right now. I know it might not be big in Sri Lanka, but they're absolutely talented. And then Ranan's sister Brittany sounds like Tracy Chapman, and I absolutely love her music. I'm not saying this because they're family. It might sound like that, but the truth is, like, as artists, and I'm just keep aside the fact that they're my siblings and then in-laws, but man, they're brilliant in what they do, and I know what they want to do. My sister, she's got this whole Lana Del Rey, Billie Eilish kind of music coming up, and Ranan is like on a whole other level because he has like this, different tone, different voice, very much like Chris Cornell. So these are kind of sounds that we're not used to in Sri Lanka. So yeah, I would say not because they're family and I'm not biased, but definitely in my top 3 for sure.
Okay. Now you know Sri Lanka and Oya. Oya ge list take a call.
One more to add. Actually, he's not, I wouldn't say undiscovered, but I really like Danit Sri.
Hey, Foxy!
I think Danit Sri has a lot of potential. I think he's very talented, and I know he's trying to do something really good. So I have a lot of respect for him as an artist as well, because he just released his Rap Lantya, and my niece and my nephew, they don't listen to Sri Lankan music, not because they can't relate to it. They're on a whole other level. They're very old souls. Like, they still listen to tracks by Nirvana, Soundgarden, Beatles, and they're just like 9 and 13. So yeah, that's the kind of music they listen to. Whether it's hip hop, they'll listen to Tupac, but they can relate to Danit's music. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, Danit is again another artist who I think sort of deserves that, recognition. Yeah. Across a lot on Instagram, right? And he and I look at these artists and we're thinking, damn, like I can't think of names right now. But I'm sorry, like there are like millions of, I can already see those images in my head, but I can't remember their names. But honestly, like, this guy who created very similar to Beatles sound, I can't remember his name right now. He started sharing his music with me and I'm trying to remember.
Wait.
If I remember.
I know this guy. Arjuna?
Oh no. Again,
Arjuna.
Again, a lot of potential. But this guy, he sent me his music through Spotify. If I remember for sure, I'll let you know. But I think his name is Asela, if I'm not mistaken.
Asela Ferreira?
I think. I'm not sure. I'm going to check that out and let you know. But yeah, Arjun, you can continue.
මම දැන් මගේ ඉගෙන ගත්ත මියුසික් මට ෂෙයා කරන්න ඕන හින්දා මම වෝකල් කෝච් කෙනෙක් විදිහට මම ළමයින්ට උගන්වනවා. එතකොට ඊළඟ ජෙනරේෂන්ස් මගේ ඉන්න පොඩිම ස්ටුඩන්ට් අවුරුදු 8යි. එතකොට වැඩිම එක්කනම් මේ ළඟදී දැන් එන්න හදන අවුරුදු 62ක්. 62ක් හරි 64ක් හරි. ඉතින් ඒක තුලදී මම ගොඩක් හඬවල් ඇහෙනවා මට. එතකොට මට අර කිව්වා වගේ ඊළඟ ජෙනරේෂන්ස් සෑහෙන ඉම්ප්‍රූව් වෙනවා. සෑහෙන ඒ කියන්නේ සෑහෙන ලොකු මේ යන රෙවොලූෂන් එකක් එක්ක අපිට ලංකාවේ ගොඩක් ටැලන්ට්ස් අපිට බලන්න හම්බ වෙනවා. ඉතින් අර කිව්වා වගේ ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි එකක් විදිහට බෑන්ඩ්ස් විදිහට ගත්තත් මම ඒ කියන්නේ සිරස සුපර්ස්ටාර් කියලා කම්පිටිෂන් එකකින් මම රියැලිටි එකකින් මම අර්ජුන රූකාන්ත කියලා මිනිස්සු අඳුරගන්නේ. නමුත් මම පොඩි කාලේ ඉඳලා මට ෆැමිලි බෑග්ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකෙන් මට මම මියුසික් ඉගෙන ගන්න 99 මම හිතන්නේ මගේ ෆස්ට් කන්සර්ට් එක කැන්ඩි වල මම කරන්නේ. එතකොට ඒ කාලේ ඉඳලා දැන් වෙනකොට ගත්තම බෑන්ඩ්ස් ගත්තත් ආටිස්ලා ගත්තත් සෑහෙන ලොකු ඉම්ප්‍රූව්මන්ට් එකක් තියෙනවා. නම් වශයෙන් අර කිව්වොත් නිකන් ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි එකේ මගේ ඔක්කොම යාළුවින්ද මේ ඕක කියවුන් නැත්නම් නිකන් අප්සෙට් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් අපි ගමු
majority ඔක්කොම they all discovered I suppose. This right here not because he's my husband. Again like a undiscovered artist.
No, but ඇත්තටම මම ඔයා ගැන මොකද දන්නේ නැහැ. Maybe there were times
මේ දැන් නැති වෙන්න එකත් සාධාරණයි. මොකද මම එහෙම අර මම මීඩියා එකේ හිටියේ 2009 2010 ඒ කාලේ මම මියුසික් ඒ කියන්නේ අනිත් අය කිසිම දුන්න අපි කිව්වේ ඒකේ තිබුණේ ඔකෙස්ට්‍රා එකක් තමයි එක තමයි අපිට සින්දු කියන්න තිබ්බේ සුරේෂ් මාලියත් එක්ක ඔකෙස්ට්‍රා එකත් එක්ක. ඊට පස්සේ මම එළියට කොන්සර්ට්ස් වලට එනකොට ලංකාවේ බෑන්ඩ්ස් තිබුණේ නැහැ. මේ ඔය තියෙන කිසිම අකෝස්ටික් බෑන්ඩ් එකක් නැහැ ඒ කාලේ. බීට් බෑන්ඩ්ස් තමයි තිබුණේ. හැබැයි මම පොඩි කාලේ මම හැදුනේ අකෝස්ටික් එන්වයරන්මන්ට් එක. එතකොට මට අර පොඩ්ඩක් අන්කම්ෆර්ටබල් ඒ මියුසික් එක මට සිං කරන්න. ඉතින් මම හදන සින්දුත් සමහර වෙලාවට ඒ බෑන්ඩ්ස් වලට මම හිතන්නේ ඒ හදලා තියෙන විදිහත් එක සමහරට මම ෆුලි ඔකෙස්ට්‍රා එකක් දාලා මම එක පාර්ට් එකක් ප්ලේ කරන්නේ. එතකොට බෑන්ඩ් එකකට ගියාම ඒක ප්ලේ කරන්න බෑ කීබෝඩ් එකෙන්. ඒ නිසා සමහර වෙලාවට මම අවුරුදු ගණන් මං කිව්ව මාව හොයනවා කියලා. ඒක තුලදී මේ එන්නේ මගේ ෆස්ට් ඇල්බම් එක අවුරුදු 15කට පස්සේ. ඉතින් ඒ නිසා මම මගේ කොන්සර්ට් එක මම හදාගෙන තමයි මම අතර එන්න හිතාගෙන ඩිවයින් ඩාන්ස් ඇල්බම් එකත්
operate as an independent artist.
නම් ටිකක් අහපු හින්දා මට කියන්න කැමති බෑන්ඩ්ස් වල ගත්තම වායෝ ඉන්ෆිනිටි සරිත්සුරිත් ඔය වගේ අර සරිත්සුරිත් කියන්නේ සිරසින් ආපු ළමයි දෙන්නෙක් චූටි ළමයි දෙන්නෙක් අද වෙනකොට සෑහෙන ලොකු මිනිසුන්ට ලස්සන සද්දයක් දෙනවා. ඒ වගේම මතක් කරන්න ඕනේ චාරිත අතලගේ ඒ කරන
Like
revolution
Charita Atalage is like I think a
karana-
mastermind. Like you know the things that he creates, right?
ඒ
Yeah,
teamwork
Ekamara
එක-
like you have to appreciate because Charita ge approach එකත් සමහරට ඒක all audiences වලට යන්නේ නැති වෙන්න තිබ්බා but එයාගේ මොකක් හරි approach එකක් නිසා එයාට wide audience එකකට යන්න පුළුවන් වුණා. So Charita is again, I mean the other guy I was referring to is Asela Pereira. Yes, that's him. But Charita again, like Arjuna mentioned, is again very very talented. So that's why
ශ්‍රී
like
ලංකන්-
yeah.
ඒ කියන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකන් අපේ කල්චර් එක ඒ කියන්නේ අපේ රටට එන්නේ ඇත්තටම සරල සංගීතය එන්නේ ಭಾರತයෙන් එන්නේ. ಭಾರතයෙන් එනකොට ඒක දැන් මොඩර්නයිස් වෙලා අපේ තියෙන ෆියුෂන් මියුසික් වලින් ඒක ලස්සනට මොඩර්න් විදිහට එළියට අරන් එනවා. ඉතින් මමත් අර මගේ කැන්ඩි වල මම හිටපු නිසා මම එතකොට මට ඇහිච්ච සංගීතයේ පෙරහැර කියන එකේ මම පෙරහැරේ ඉන්නේ කොහොමත් හැම පෙරහැරේම ඉන්න. එතකොට ඒ සද්ද අපි මේ දැන් මේ තියෙන ටෙක්නොලොජි එකත් එක්ක මගේ මේ ඇල්බම් එකේ ගොඩක් මම සින්දු වලට වඩා මම මියුසික් අහනවා ගොඩක් වර්ල්ඩ් මියුසික් අහනවා. ඉතින් මගේ ඉන්ස්පිරේෂන් එක වෙන්නේ ඉන්දියාව වල ගත්තත් ඒ රහමන් ඊට පස්සේ පොඩි කාලේ ඉඳලා මයිකල් ජැක්සන්ගේ සින්දු විතරයි කැසට් එකේ අහන්නේ ඒ කාලේ. ඉතින් ඒ කිව්වා වගේ අර මෙහා ගාවට ආවට පස්සේ මේ සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම මට වැඩිය මේ ලෝකයේ තියෙන දරුණුම සංගීත මියුසික් බෑග්ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකක් ෆිල්ම් බෑග්ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකක් ගෙදර තියෙන කියවන දේවල් අහන දේවල් චූටි කාලේ ඉඳලා හැදලා තියෙන හොඳ මියුසික් එක. ඉතින් ඒක මට ගොඩක් ඉන්ස්පයර් වුණා මට මාව හොයාගන්න. ඉතින් ඔය ඔක්කොගේම එකතුවක් එකක් තමයි මේ ඇල්බම් එකේ වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ඉස්සරහදී අතර ඉස්සරහ නෑ ඒක තමයි ඉස්සරහට මේ ළමයින්ට අතර ඊළඟ ජෙනරේෂන් එකට විශේෂම මතක් කරන්න ඕනේ මේකේ මේ හිරෝෂිව
I mean
ඉතින් හිරෝෂිව මේක ඇතුලේ අපි හිරෝෂිවත් මේ
so many people we have to talk about. I mean Hiroshi is at the top of our list in terms of like artistry. Like she's so comfortable to work with. I mean that's like for me when I'm working with an artist or like a filmmaker or a DOP, for me like I put talent maybe second third, but for me I should work with someone who's genuine, someone who's kind, because for me that's like number one. And because for me it doesn't matter like if you're like super talented and you're like the next Martin Scorsese or you're like the next Billie Eilish, it doesn't matter. It's just you need to be genuine and you need to be kind and you need to be humble about what you do. And Hiroshi is one of those rare artists who's like super cool, good energy.
ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි එකට ඉන්නම ඕන කැරක්ටර් එකක්. ඒ කියන්නේ
For sure.
ෆීමේල් ආටිස්ට් කෙනෙක් විදිහට ලංකාව වගේම ජාත්‍යන්තරයත් එයාට නියෝජනය කරන්න ඒ සියලුම ආටිස්ට් ක්වොලිටි එයාට තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒ නිසා මේකේ අපි පළවෙනි ඇල්බම් එකේ මෙයාව අපි ලොකු එනර්ජි එකක් අපිට ආවා. ඒ කියන්නේ පළවෙනි ට්‍රැක් එකේම ඉතින් අපි අත් එක ගොඩක් ඉස්සරහට වැඩ කරනවා. එයාගේ ඊළඟ ට්‍රැක් එකත් රිලීස් වෙනවා මේකෙන් පස්සේ. ඉතින්
and I also like I think he will speak about Hiroshi and rest of his like, but as a filmmaker my team behind this whole music video, we shot this in one day. And it was the first assistant director is my sister, my elder sister. Yes, she is an experienced filmmaker, took a break because she has 2 kids who are like super, I mean I need to say hi to Siddharth and Asha because my entire universe revolves around them. And they're actually in this music video. So there's 20 kids and they're all Siddharth and Asharya's friends, and they made it possible for us to pull this off in one day. I mean 20 kids from morning like 5 in the morning to 12 midnight, like they were at it, like their energy was amazing, and it's almost like we were drained out but the kids were like, so I have to say thank you and hi to the kids because they're on like a whole other level. I'm telling you, like they're superheroes. So in terms of like as a filmmaker, my team, my technical team and my DOP who is like, I think Hasita Varnasuri, I think Sri Lanka needs to know who he was supposed to come, but I'm glad we get platforms like this because people like Hasita or my editor and colorist Bhavanta, they're not spoken about much but they do amazing brilliant work and they're not given the right kind of opportunity to express who they are. And when I worked with them, man, my entire technical crew to everyone, they were all absolutely kind. For me that was so refreshing because I've been in the industry and I've been working for a long time and it has always been very toxic for me, and that's why I have been shifting from one place. I've worked in TV stations, I've done quite a bit of work, I have worked in quite a bit of foreign projects, but this team like I spoke about it as well, my sister, this team was just full of kindness and talent, and Hasita was just like, you know.
මේ කතාව කියනවනේ අතර ඒ කියන්නේ මම ගර්ල් පවර් කියන එක කියන්නේ ගැහණු කෙනෙකුට තියෙන ශක්තිය මම දැක්කේ එදා සෙට් එකේ වෙයාහවුස් එකක අපි යන්නේ මේ ඇහැට පේන්නේ නැති උස වහල තියෙක ක්‍රවුඩ් එක මම හිතන්නේ 60ක් විතර හිටියා මුළු ක්‍රවුඩ් එකම මෙයාගේ වොයිස් එකේ මම මයික් එකක් දීලා තිබ්බේ ඒ කියන්නේ crew එක සනිකර පිරිමියා විතරයි ඉන්නේ.
No, I mean I had to because kids were not listening to me and I hate screaming at kids.
ඒ පාපා එක නිසා තමයි මේ අවසානයේ big picture එක අපිට බලන්න පුළුවන් වුණේ. ඉතින් ඒක මෙයාගේ ඒ කියන්නේ ඩිරෙක්ටිං කෙනෙක් මම අදටත් හැම වෙලේම දැන් මගේ මියුසික් වීඩියෝ කලින් කරලා තියෙනවා. නමුත් මේ මියුසික් වීඩියෝ එක ඇතුලේ මම බලන්න ගොඩක් දේවල් හැම වෙලේම මට පේනවා. ඉතින් එච්චරකට මෙයා ඒ කරලා තියෙන ජොබ් එක කොච්චරක්ද කියනවනම් ඒක මට එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරන්න අමාරුයි. කියන්නේ වයිෆ් ඉඳ නෙමෙයි. නමුත් ඒක මගේ ෆෑන්ස්ලාත් මගේ ඉන්නේ.
I mean all credit definitely goes to, like, you know, team. I don't like to listen to a lot about myself. It makes me highly uncomfortable.
The feels are real.
I mean I've been like, you know, we've been married for like 9 years now and I've known him for like 15 years. So still, like, to have him sit next to me and talk about that, I still, you know, it's a bit difficult to take, but thank you for having us. And one thing, like, I know I'm bouncing the interview back at you. What did you think of the music video?
It is so cool. No, but that's very vague, but dude, some parts really it kicks ass. You know, it really kicks ass. I like how, you know, it's got this moments of gloom, but it's also like, hey, watch me shine through.
Yeah,
I love it. And Hiroshi, and then there are parts of you where you look like a complete guru, you know, from India and stuff. And then Hiroshi's doing like a Priya Ragu moment.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah, I suppose like a lot of the influences that came from, you know, for the music video, I think it came from bits and pieces from everywhere. But a lot of like personal experiences and like a lot of things that I grew up with was sort of stored in my mind, where at one point I thought, okay, I'm going to use this and use this and use that. So the music video also talks a lot about, you know, light and darkness, and sort of, you know, that's why sometimes my images are like dark, and then sometimes Hiroshi comes up and it's all light. And even in the meditation bit where he's meditating and, you know, the kids are like, there's so much chaos around him but he remains calm. So all these images speak a story where, you know, so much of chaos going around you, but just, you know, be still. So little things that we've and, you know, his character where he's, you know, standing on this sort of you know, little box we had there, and I had him, this is a demon, this is our inner demon rather, you know, laughing at it, screaming, and then the kids at him, and like, you know, it's a whole other universe that I created there, and that's his inner demon, his darkness. And then comes Hiroshi, that's light. And then I'm in the center. I'm always in the center. I mean, I have been at both extremes, but now I'm in the center, and that's why I'm able to sort of capture that light and that darkness. So a lot of things, I mean, I don't like to talk about, because I want to keep it open so people can interpret it the way they want. And I can go on and on and on and talk about images like I did this because of this, but then that would sort of ruin other people's imagination. But yeah, that's it's just a brilliant team, and I want to keep saying Sri Lanka has so much of talent. Like, shout out to my entire team, my DOP, my AD Natasha, my DOP Hasita, my colorist Pavanta. I mean, couldn't have done anything without them. It was just yeah, we are very excited. Like, now we are like sort of jumping ship to like the next song, the second song.
Oh, and by the way, is this like going to be broken down into like different parts, like the entire album of songs? Or are you just going to be releasing 1, 2, and 3 and then dropping the album? What's the plan here?
So, I mean, hopefully that materializes, but the plan is, this is an album, it's called Divine Dance, so it has 8 episodes. This is episode 1, so we're going to release one by one. So each narrative, like, there's this story developing from one to another, and then at the end of it, in the 8th track, you'll see something huge coming together, where we're going to bring like the 7 tracks, the 7 narratives, the 7 elements, everything we have, it's all going to come together in the 8th one. So yeah, this is like, we're trying to do like I mean, there have been albums that's released in Sri Lanka, but we want to do like a video album. That's our goal. It might be slow. I mean, there are no rules, right? Yeah. Why have we set rules like, you know, all 8 songs need to be released at once? It has to happen within this. It has to happen within this timeline. So we don't want to stick to all that. We just want to do it at our free will. But this is an album. It's all connected. There's 8 songs, and yeah, we're looking forward to a lot of fights and struggles, and yeah, but we're really excited about it. I'm excited about his music. I mean, the rest of the songs are like, especially like the third song. I cannot wait to release that, because that is just absolutely amazing. And without like exaggeration, I listen to a lot of music. I hardly listen to Sri Lankan music, not because I put it down. I think I'm also, I like Sri Lankan. Again, with Sri Lankan, I like the classics better.
Okay.
Even with like Western music, I like classics. Like if you ask me who my favorite artists are, they'll all be like The Doors, Nirvana, The Beatles. I mean,
Old school Rookantha.
yeah, and then I like Tupac. But even when it comes to Sri Lanka, certain songs that my father listens to similar music all the time since I was growing up. Like he'd have it like really loud. He's a filmmaker as well. So, but still, I found a special place with, you know, a different kind of music. And I love Tarantino. I love Tim Burton. So those are like my influences. I suppose with Arjuna's music and, you know, all these influences playing a huge part, hopefully we can create something good. And hopefully this is good as well. But we're just grateful to be. I think God has sort of blessed us with these opportunities and this strength just to be kind and just to create. And that's all that matters. I think nothing more.
And so make a ekai. Anit Sindhua / music video eka when enne.
That's a conversation he and I must have at home.
Oh, because creativity, man.
No,
you can't rush a Marinda.
No, yeah, because I think in terms of like developing the concept, we're at it now. We've started doing that. But also I told Arjuna, let's not rush it. Let's like, yeah. He's already created the 8 songs. It's done. It's just a matter of puri changes, mix master karana තියෙනවා puri 80 විතර ඉතුරුලා තියෙන්නේ. But he has been working on this album for a long time. And man, I think whatever recognition that he's supposed to get, I hope he gets it. Not because he's my husband or not because he's sitting right next to me, but he's a genius and his music needs to be out there. I'm telling you, when I get platforms, I don't go for, you know, talk shows or any of that sort, but I like what you do. I mean, I have to be honest with you. You're very, you know, you're just very genuine and it's very easy to talk to. So yeah, I hope he gets the recognition he deserves as a musician, because man, that's a lot of talent. Then when he releases his tracks in the future, you'll know what I'm talking about.
මේ ඇල්බම් එකේ අතර මේ වෙලාවේ මතක් කරන්න ඕනේ මේකේ ලස්සන ගිටාර් පාර්ට් එකක් play කරන අපේ නිෆාල්.
Ah yeah, what a guy, man. A guitar part slaps.
Yeah, Nifal is like super talented, and we knew from he knew from the beginning when he created this track, it has to be Nifal, and Nifal is actually contributing, like collaborating on the other tracks as well. And again with his tracks, a lot of talented, you know, artists with a lot of potential, and he loves working with new artists, which is like a good thing. That's what he and I like thrive upon. We love, because you know, at one point when we were sort of trying to break into the industry, we were sort of, you know, we were not given that opportunity, and now we love to do that. Like, you see someone, we just want to have them on board, give them that opportunity, and it brings us so much of joy working with new people. And even for this music video, my nephew is like, what, 13? He was my casting coordinator.
Yes.
That's the youngest crew member, I think, in Sri Lanka. I don't think the world has young crew members as such. My mom was my set PA, and so I had like, it was absolutely beautiful to have people like that who, you know, want to, like, I know my mom would have wanted to, you know, do all this back then, but I said, it's cool, you do it now. And yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah.
One off the bucket list.
Yeah. She's really happy about it, but yeah.
Yeah. So, what else? Is there anything that you guys want to add in closing?
Is there? If you have, you should.
මට කියන්න තියෙන අතර මුලින්ම වාට බොහොම ස්තුතියි අපිට කතා කරාට.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Always, man. And Ranin, thank Ranin.
No, the thing is, like, it's nice that you have a platform like this where you bring in artists irrespective of the language they communicate in, which is absolutely I have to acknowledge that, because in Sri Lanka it's categorized. It's either strictly in Sinhalese, strictly in Tamil, or strictly in English. And what about sort of bridging those gaps?
හිරුෂිගෙන් මේ ට්‍රැක් එකේ ඉංග්‍රීසි රැප් එකක් එක මේ අපි මේක එන්න ඕනේ කියලා හිතුනේත් මොකද දැන් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මීඩියා එක ගත්තත් සමහර වෙලාවල් වලට වෙනම channel හදාගෙන ඉන්නවා ඒ ලැන්ග්වේජස් වලට. එතකොට ඒ channel එකක් වැරදිලාවත් අපේ මිනිස්සු බලන්න උත්සාහ කරන්නවත් නැහැ. අර කිව්වා වගේ මේක සාමාන්‍යයෙන්
It's not like a restrict කරන්න නැතුව අපි
උදාහරණයක් විදිහට අපි ඉන්දියාවල ගත්තොත් ඉන්දියාවල හින්දි භාෂාව තිබුණොත් යාලා ඉංග්‍රීසි මික්ස් කරන ගමන් තමයි කතා කරන්නේ.
like talk shows are chill like that.
එහෙම කරන්න තිබුණා. එදා ඉඳලා අපේ මාධ්‍ය ඒක කරලා තිබුණා නම් මේක සාමාන්‍යම දෙයක් වෙනවා. නැත්තම් මේ අතර මේක දැන් සිංහල මගේ සින්දුවක් අහන කෙනෙක් වුණත් හිරුෂිගේ රැප් එක අහලා තේරුම් ගන්න උත්සාහ කරන මොනවද කියන්න හදන්නේ කියන එක. ඒක අද පටන් ගත්තොත් සම අවුරුදු 10කින් හරි අහයි. ඉතින්
but එහෙම කියන්න එපා like අය because ගොඩක් අය දැන් like drill team like see මට මම drill team අහනවා.
We forgot drill team. I mean, man, again, like Hume, he's the guy who's actually, he's yeah, they are like pushing us. Like I wouldn't say that they're managing or doing like marketing campaign. I think they're just guiding us like crazy.
Yes.
I spoke to Hume yesterday and I told like, why are you even doing this? Like, because he's being so kind about it. Like, he's like a brother. Like, I think everyone's like a brother or sister this time. And he's been like pushing us and giving us advice.
සමහරවිට මේ කියන්නේ මේ ඇල්බම් එක පටන් ගත්තට පස්සේ මේ ඇල්බම් එකට එකතු වෙන හැමෝම ඇවිල්ලා මැග්නට් එකක් වගේ මේ නිකන්
Good
එකතු
energy.
වුණේ good energy එකක්.
There's like a
තමයි.
universal energy. I mean, yeah, for sure. I'm glad
ඒ
you
කියන්නේ
mentioned.
හැම විෂයම පරතරයට ගිහපුවා ඉන්නේ.
Yeah.
දැන් guitar
Maybe they are not very much out there. ඒගොල්ලන් very recognized වෙච්ච අය නෙමෙයි වෙන්න ඇති. Because then අපිට ඒක define කරලා තියෙනවා. I mean, සමහර එක capitalize කරනවා. They capitalize on the fact that okay, you know what? Yeah, the industry is now the norm is you have this much of views, so you're famous, so people capitalize on that. But
I think in a way, something I've realized with all the music and the music videos that's coming out now, Machan Eva product, it's not like that anymore. You watch something cool, you reshare. Eka lokumadeak. It doesn't matter if the TV or radio does or doesn't recognize you, but the internet.
Yeah.
When the internet recognizes you, I think that is Ogalangta Mara Shakti Tiyanwa. Whether you go viral or not, people do talk. Like for example, Ogalang maybe Balua at the DG I wear my roots like my medals in
Yeah, we loved it. We actually loved
so
the stuff.
like India walling viral giya, Sri Lanka tama viral giya na. But those who saw it, Kiwa, man, this is some good shit, and they share it in their circles. So when the internet wins, you win. And I think even with this song or any other song, Machan, you win. I know a lot of people keep viral, oh, my. Nah, man. I mean, yeah, like, but for what?
මම නතාලිට අද උදේ කිව්වා ඒ කියන්නේ මෙයාගේ USA වල ප්‍රොඩියුසර් කෙනෙක් කමෙන්ට් එකක් දාලා තියෙනවා අපිට සිංහල ලැන්ග්වේජ් එක තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් ඔයාලා මේක ඇතුලේ කියන්න හදන මෙසේජ් එක අපිට තේරෙන ඩීප් මීනින්ග් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ විෂුවල් එක බලලා ඉමෝෂන්ස් රීඩ් කරලා ඒක තමයි මියුසික් යුනිවර්සල් ලැන්ග්වේජ් එකක් වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් එහේ USA අයටත් ඇමරිකන්ස් ලටත් එහෙම පේනවා නම් මෙහි අයට ඉතින් මේක
I actually got a lot of feedback from a lot of like from Egypt, from the US. There are like a lot of people, right? And from different countries,
Dubai,
because I had the opportunity
Egyptians,
sort of work with them throughout the years I've worked. International crews, I've been in Sri Lanka doing foreign production, so I had the blessing, like the opportunity to work in some of them. So I shared it with them and there was such good feedback about it. But coming back to what we were discussing, like platforms like Decibel, what you do, I think we need to have more and more, because I see in your platform you don't restrict or it's like everybody is there, which I think is amazing.
Man.
I think
you need
it's
to.
amazing. I think what you're trying to do is just absolutely amazing, because you're bringing in musician artists from everywhere and you're just giving exposure to all of them, which people don't do. I'm just being very honest with you. So what you're doing, I hope it gets it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
For everybody.
for everybody, because I know you're doing that for everybody, because why would you just I've seen you like talk about so many music videos and so many songs, and I think it's absolutely amazing of you to do that, and I hope you get to do it on a bigger and I don't know, global platform.
Universe, make it happen.
Yeah, but I'm really happy you're doing that, and I think I'm very thankful to you as well as an artist in Sri
It's
Lanka.
teamwork, man. I mean, without you guys, would I even be there?
Well, yeah, but you're making it happen, so I'll
You guys also make it happen, and so it's teamwork.
Yeah.
I will never take credit for myself.
yeah, this conversation could go on for long. I'll be like, now it's you.
Oh my god, yeah.
But
Is
yeah.
there anyone you guys want to thank and stuff?
Again, I think we've actually mentioned like
Everybody.
everybody, like my family, who was like a very integral part of making this happen, and then my technical crew on set, my DOP to my my gaffer, everybody, like editor, colorist. I can go on and on.
Audio
And then
එකට
from the side
සම්බන්ධ
of
වන
like
audio
in
එකට
terms of like
සම්බන්ධ
the audio, like
සියලුම දෙනාත්
Devin, like this guy Devin Diavis, again like super
මගේ,
talent, not
sound
recognized. He's the sound engineer. Man, the nights he had to pull off to do this track is just beyond, like that was, I don't know, somehow people who
මගේ
came on
students
board.
ලා,
Yeah, his students, like he's a vocal coach, so even his students, they came on board, they did the backup vocals, and they were like set runners on set doing all the hard work.
Teamwork,
So
yes.
I suppose
Teamwork.
yeah, man, I think this whole production, everything that we did, I have to say, like, I have to thank everybody who was a part of it, because everybody's energy was, let's just create something and nothing else. Nobody wanted to capitalize on it. Nobody wanted to do anything. They just wanted to create something. They saw the storyboard, they saw everything, and they're like, yeah, let's just do it. So I'm just thankful to everyone. I think wouldn't have been possible for us, it wouldn't have been possible without them. Yeah.
Jai Veva, Jai Veva,
Jai
and
Veva.
see you guys, like, hopefully the next time you release, let's make a huge Tom Doom and all that.
Yes, and thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Always! And thank you, Renan.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. I mean, Ranan and Nadisha, like Radikio, that's their band. They're hoping to, people should look out for them as well, because they're going to. That's the next music video that I'll be directing. So yeah, we'll look forward to more and more work. Hopefully, with all the blessings we have around, hopefully we get to do good work.
Hey, absolutely. All the best to you too, and
Thank you.
see you guys in the future. Pow, pow.
Thank you.